Hi, this is LP, and you're watching Bobby Me.
Do you remember exactly the first moment when you realized you want to be a singer, songwriter, you want to be on a stage, and what was like?
I think I had this vague idea about being a performer. I wasn't raised like that. Like, it wasn't something that was even in the realm of possibility. You didn't do that in my family, really. So I don't really know. It's very like I think when we were kids, we would like be in my friend's basement and like pretend to play like tennis rackets and like scream to like our favorite songs, and I remember never feeling so good as that. I was thinking about that the other day. I was actually thinking about that on stage, and I was like, wow. I was like, I actually do this for a living. What a weird concept, So, but yeah, and then I don't know. I just think my mom passing away when I was young really kind of made me feel like life is short, and you should truly just dig what you do for your life's work, because I don't really know who you're living for if it's not for you and your immediate people around you. I mean, obviously, you're trying to live for other people and be giving and all that stuff, but I mean, I think number one is you, and if you're not taken care of and happy in your life, the ripple effect of that is enormous, and like to not have, I don't think you could give your best to everybody else in your life.
Do you actually remember your first song that you wrote?
I think I wrote a song called Hello one time, not the Adele version. Adele, I wrote that song first when I was 6 with my mother. But yeah, something like that, it was about saying hi to someone at school or something like that, and the teacher, it was an assignment, and my mother and I wrote it like, just on the piano, like quick, and I just thought, well, it was like, wow, you can just do that. You could just, I mean, you could call anything a song if you wanted it to. It wanted to. I mean, that's the funny thing about songwriting. It feels like you're kind of getting away with murder because you don't get a degree. I mean, you could get a degree in songwriting, clearly, like there are songwriting courses and stuff like that, but no one's like, it's not like you're not allowed to like hang a sign on your lawn that says attorney at law if you haven't been to law school, but you can say I'm a songwriter if you've written songs. It's weird.
You also play some like more than one music instrument. Which one is your favorite one?
I mean, I think the ukulele is my favorite. It's just because it's like my little buddy. It goes everywhere. Yeah, and it's just like, it's very, I travel with it, and it feels very like something that it feels intimate, like, and I've written so many things that I use on it, so it's great.
How it is to write songs for other people's, like for other musicians? How do you adjust for their personalities? Like, it's like something different. It's not for yourself.
It depends, I try not to do that so much. I try to write as universally as possible. I go a little deeper and a little harder, I think, lyrically sometimes with myself, but still, I try not to. I think I've been wrong more than once when I've written for somebody else thinking I knew what was going on with them. So it's more like a stylistic, like a genre thing. Like I like kind of go toward their genre more and just try to write a great song and not try to write something that, like, because I don't know Rihanna. I don't know what she does on a daily basis.
You choose her before, and then you start to think this song will be her song. So, and then you start to write.
It depends. Yeah, I mean, that's what we kind of do. Like, we kind of try to get into a place where we could hear Rihanna singing a song like that, or you just never know. I mean, there are songs that are in my set tonight that have been on hold for like Rihanna, Miley, like people like that, and you're just like, and I think about that sometimes, like, wow, it'd be weird if they actually did the song,
Okay, so you also started your career pretty early. What was the thing that kept you going?
I think, I mean, I have to say, like, I was lucky, because for the last 10 years I've been like making a living as a songwriter, and I've been getting deals as an artist and doing, making a really nice living, not like the crazy, like celebrity living that people make, but I was doing well, just for songwriting and stuff. So that kept me in the game, I think, because I was able to do that, and I was very lucky. And I think also just, I think, getting my first song cut with another artist kind of kept me going, because and getting, my first deal or so, like, just so I was like, I'm not crazy, like, I'm like, at least there's some kind of thing happening. And then, even though there was that, I felt like I still had to, like, be like, I just keep, like, try to look this far ahead of me instead of, like, thousands of years ahead of me. Just, like, kind of try to keep writing songs and remember that why I do it, because, if I was a painter, I think everybody always, like, painters are fine. Like, painters can paint their whole lives. A painter could paint for 20 years and then suddenly make it, and people are like, of course, he's a painter. I mean, but a songwriter is supposed to write, like, their first two songs and be like, instant fame, and, but I think, it's like, I kind of approach songwriting like a painter. I just keep writing songs. I don't, like, by the time Lost on You started to become a hit, I'd already written, like, maybe, like, 40 or 50 songs since then, it's like a year after, so, you just don't know, right? And I think that, like, songs are sort of a currency, and they're also part of the artistic nature of doing this, I'm not writing songs necessarily to be, it's hard to say. Of course, you're writing songs to be successful. Like, a successful song means you reach a bunch of people, but I think you have to be very careful to keep what is success with that. It's like, is it reaching people, or is it like writing a hit song or whatever, And if you want to write a hit song, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, I think for me, it was just like feeling like I was getting better as a songwriter and expressing myself. Long-winded answers.
What is your future plans?
Well, after this, I'm going to go and have a cup of tea and maybe a sandwich. No, my future plan, I don't know, just more of the same, to be honest. Like, keep writing songs and just try to get better. Like, two of the, massive artists that we lost in the last year or so, David Bowie and Leonard Cohen, are like an inspiration to me, where I feel like they wrote records right before they died, or the few years before they died, that were, I think, comparable to some of their best work. And I was like, who does that? And I think that's something to aspire to, that I do. And I just think, like, the journey of your life, like, that gives you, like, all these different thoughts and emotions, can contribute in a great way to songs that, like, will then connect to everybody. We're all kind of going through the same thing, in a certain way. So, just more of the same.